Hello and welcome to the E3 2013 newsroom. I'm Aaron Sampson.
I'm Ryan Schubert. What's up, everybody?
And we're here to talk about our normal favorite topic, which is Battlefield. In this case, one with a 4 on the end of it.
Battle for Field.
So what happened on the show floor today is we were able to get our hands on Siege of Shanghai, the multiplayer level. Now, I want to talk about, I think we've had some general commentary about Siege of Shanghai, but let's get real specific.
Yeah.
For those,
get a little bit more granular than we've gotten from other reports.
For the Battlefield fans out there. Okay, so let's talk about classes to start off with. DICE they've redone their classes a little bit, not just the character models themselves, which are different. You can see the two different factions, Chinese and American, in the two different trailers that they've released. But all classes they have sort of different gear now. So like Recon has C4. So
about time.
Support loses the C4. Part of the reason for that is probably on the map like Siege of Shanghai, there's a giant Chinese building in the middle, TV building in the middle of the map. And that gets dropped based off of damage. It's not a match timer. So you actually run around the base of that building, planting C4 on the supports, and or shooting it with tanks. That's what causes that building to fall.
So a support guy from Battlefield 3 with a bag full of ammo and unlimited C4 would spend a few minutes taking that down, and they've eliminated that.
Exactly. So I mean, if you have a good squad, you can still have your support guy running around dropping all that. And you can still have your recon guy reloading, but the idea is that it's difficult to bring down that building because it's a huge building. But yeah, so recon, I think this is a throwback to Bad Company too.
Yeah.
Recon having C4.
Actually, wasn't I can't quite remember. I think Bad Company had an all-class C4.
So the support guy now has the XM25, which is that future weapon that the Army has that you basically designate a range, and then the round auto detonates.
Right.
So we saw that actually in Battlefield Play for free, interesting enough, a while back.
Right, with the programmable, the airburst.
Yeah, with the airburst. So now that goes to support. So those are two different class differences already. Now,
okay, that's interesting.
They've changed the
Is
grenades.
that sort of in lieu of the mortar, though? Like taking out the mortar?
I think everybody thought the mortar was useless after a while.
Yeah, it wasn't very useful.
It was novel for
And I'm sure you want to talk about it, but also Commander Mode is back with the artillery strike.
Exactly. So Commander Mode, they have a number of things that they can call in. However, that person cannot also be playing as a first-person shooter at the same time.
Right.
So I did ask that question. That person is dedicated in Commander Mode. They can give waypoints to their team. If you do what they tell you, you get bonuses.
Can they leave Commander Mode, or are they just stuck in it?
They're stuck in Commander Mode from what we saw. That person can also call in the C-130 drop ship, the C-130 gunship. They can call in UAV sweeps, Tomahawk cruise missiles.
Now, they don't have all of that available to them right off the bat, right?
So the way that it was explained to us is that it was based on how well your team is performing is sort of what types of
And were they abstract about it?
assets.
Is it like ticket count, or is it like flags that are being held?
They were abstract at this point. We don't have all the details on Commander Mode yet, but we do know that that person is dedicated to Commander Mode. They can't jump in and
there's
out.
support for tablets, right?
Yes, smart support for smart glass tablets.
Okay.
Okay, so finishing up with our classes, there are now 3 types of grenades you can have. Everybody doesn't just have that one frag grenade.
Okay.
You can have a frag grenade, you can have a flashbang grenade, or you can have an incendiary grenade.
It's about time.
So the flashbang I actually did use as the engineer class when a team was charging up the rubble pile of that building. When the building collapses, it becomes a new flag on the map.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't disappear.
It doesn't disappear.
Okay.
It turns into a rubble pile. For a while, there's dust, which obscures everybody's vision, so it's kind of cool. There's an environmental effect. And then, so when you're defending that point, having a flashbang is kind of nice. If they're all running up the hill, you can literally blind all of them.
Yeah.
And then just go to town.
I'm glad that tactic is there, actually. The flashbang's been missing for a while.
Yeah.
From Battlefield.
We also have some new weapons I can confirm based on kill feed and just playing. There's a whole bunch of these CZ variant weapons, the CZ-805, the CZ-3A1. More interesting, we saw a Hawk 12G clip-fed shotgun that looked pretty nasty.
Okay.
So, I can confirm that there are definitely new weapons right away in Battlefield 4 that you can earn. There's also some crazier modifications you can make, like the dual sight scopes. We saw a pistol with like a crazy orange like iron sight. In general, Patrick Bach talked about more customization than before. I think what he was getting at was more personalization of your weapons and kit and gear. He was probably referring to visual in this case.
Oh, okay.
So I think
maybe leaning a little Call of Duty in the
we'll see. I mean, I don't think
decorative camo.
I don't think Battlefield
way.
4 is ever going to have like blinged out diamond guns or anything like that. But we were talking about dual sights and the like, and
so no cotton candy weapons just yet.
Now here's where it gets a little weird. Player count. So the demo that we saw at E3 at the press conference, the EA press conference, they were playing what appeared to be PCs. What they told me is those were actually dev kit Xbox One like emulation software.
Okay. So they were de facto playing on an Xbox.
But they did confirm to us that next-gen consoles will get 64 players, which means they're not designing their maps for like two different communities.
Right.
But here's the weird thing. When I asked Patrick Bach about next-gen consoles, he didn't seem to know. I don't know. It was towards the end of the day. Maybe like he just hadn't had dinner or something. But he didn't seem to know when next-gen consoles were coming out.
I think they just don't know that
Which
yet.
pretty much means that Battlefield 4 is a current gen release for now. And they did say that the current gen would not necessarily have the 64 player count. They would have the lower player count still.
Right.
So the big question right now is, depending on the timing, like, do they expect
who gets what first?
Do they expect people to buy Battlefield 4 twice, or is everybody just going to go PC? Or I mean, we're in this very bizarre, nebulous region right now where it's like, yes, it has 64 players, but I don't know when that's going to happen for console. So we'll have to see.
We'll have to see on that one. So vehicles. I know I've seen some tanks. I've seen some Jeeps. What's going on with the water vehicles?
So yeah, we saw the MRAP out there, which is new. We saw an armored Chinese vehicle. The most interesting new vehicle, I didn't catch the name of it. It's the fast boat that you saw. So that thing basically has, I believe, 30mm cannons, much like the helicopters do, and it also has tow missiles.
Okay.
So I jumped in that thing and held down like almost an entire side of the map for a while. Like
we got a little bit of that out of Bad Company Vietnam.
Exactly. Yeah. So those fast boats. So because the Siege of Shanghai map is a horseshoe shape with water dominating the middle, those boats can be a very powerful force on the map.
It'll be vital, sort of like in 1943.
Yeah, you can almost control the center of the map with them. Now, here's the cool thing. If you're losing on those fast boats and you need to bail, you don't just end up doing that long swim you used to do on, like, Oman or something like that.
Suicide.
Yeah, that's what everybody else did. You actually have 2 jet skis on board. Now, people can take those jet skis out ahead of time and screw you over. But if you get to the fast boat and nobody takes the jet skis, when it's time to bail, you bail onto a jet ski.
That's pretty cool.
And so then there's 2 of them, and that means you can get places on the map real fast. So, like, we never had, so we had the eject function on the airplanes, but it could be cool in Rush to get you on top of objectives sometimes.
Yeah.
But we're talking about
nobody likes it when you do that either.
Yeah, probably Ben. We're talking about a multi-function vehicle.
Okay.
So to wrap up,
to sum up your experience.
To sum up the whole experience, Battlefield 4, I liked it a lot. We've had a lot of criticism sometimes about the late releases of Premium. I feel like they listen to the community. We now have high rises. We have multi-level maps with undergrounds, 2-story buildings, and high-rise buildings with elevators. We've got epic parachute jumps. We've got fast boats. Everything just feels better. So I am really looking forward to getting my hands on the beta whenever that comes out. They did not confirm that this would be the beta map, so we don't know what they will release for the beta map.
So we'll see what we'll be playing when the beta comes.
So we'll see.
Well, folks, that's a little bit about Battlefield 4. You're watching all of our fantastic newsroom E3 coverage. Stay tuned to GameSpot for so much more. We've got 2 days left. I'm Ryan Schubert. This is Aaron Sampson, and we'll see you out on the battlefield.